Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Tiabu and I am here for more treasure hunting. We've got a new show that dropped this morning. It's still this morning, which is kind of crazy that I'm like so far ahead in my schedule for the day. Woke up really early. But we've got Magia Record. It's a new Puella Magi Madoka Magica Maguka related spin-off thing based on the gacha game, based on the Madokas, based on the Magukas. It's Magia Record. Some interesting things about this show. It's being produced by Studio Shaft, which is a good thing. I mean, if you're going to do something in the same franchise, you should probably be doing it with the same studio. However, it is not being directed by Akiyuki Shimbo. It is instead being directed and I think scripted. It was directed in something else, directed and series composition, which might as well be script. It's the conversion of a given script, which I assume is the script of the video game to some extent. And the direction itself. It is being done by Gekidan Inu Curry, the people who are responsible for the crazy, wacky, wavy, inflatable arm flailing tube man mirror world witchy stuff sequences in almost said Maguka. It's fine. In Maguka, as well as a bunch of the sequences in Sayonara's Zetsubou Sensei, which I've currently been going through. Just had a fantastic sequence by them in Zan Sayonara's Zetsubou Sensei episode, I want to say 6. I don't really remember. Might have been 7, might have been 8. It doesn't matter. But they get sequences thrown in all over the place. They have the really unique paper cut animation style. It'll be very interesting to see what they do with a more traditional type of show, and how heavily they lean on their more classic aesthetic. Curious to figure out whether they're any good at direction and stuff, or if their forte is really limited to the things that we've already seen from them. So curious about that. Iffy about gacha game adaptations in general. I don't usually find them a lot of fun, but I could be totally wrong, and there's no reason to judge this piece of media based on my experiences with previous pieces of media based on the same type of media. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, let's just watch the episode and we'll see what we see and figure out what we figure out. As far as I know, it's got similar universe ties to Madoka, but none of the original characters will be making an appearance. It'll just have sort of off weirdness and a new character and new stuff. Let's just see how it is and see if we want to judge it based on that. It's also slated for 26 episodes, which is kind of insane. Like, hey, Shaft, why aren't you working on, I don't know, Monogatari second season, or, another section of Sangatsu? Oh, right, because gacha games make a lot of money. Cool. Hey, more power to you. Great. Let's see if it's actually worth watching. So, in the interest of doing that, I've got episode 1 of Magia Record up and ready to go. I went and obtained this from Nya via Horrible Subs. It's probably identical to the Crunchyroll version, assuming that it's on Crunchyroll or wherever else it streams. I don't really care to find out. But that's the one I've got. That's the one I'll be using, and there will be 2 versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description. Timer-based version will be up on YouTube, and the timer-based version will have discussion at the end, whatever we feel like discussing. If you want to sync up your own copy of the episode with the timer-based version, you're welcome to do so. Just get your copy ready, because the beep beep timer to count you down will be coming now. Aniplex. Funimation? Yep. Trains. Buildings. Weird skyscrapers with lots of plants on them. Orange. Blue. Oh, familiar music. Which rumor? That it's a fucked profession that you really shouldn't do? Huh. Hmm. Yeah, however. It's a pretty big however. Thick ass line art. And CG debris. Thanks, Shaft. Looks pretty good. Transformation sequence off the bat? Hit me with it. No, not this time? Alright, that's fine. Didn't want that anyway. Alright, Gekidon instantly. There we go. It's a fair trade. Alright. We've got a pink, we've got a black. We've got a boom. We got a lot of little booms. We've got an echo. Is that the fairy? That's the fairy. Or it's just a cat. It's just a cat. I kind of like the little cape things. That's a stupid wish. That's a stupid wish. You can wish for literally anything. You don't. You really don't. I promise. It's not worth. It's a Faustian bargain. Oh, and there's the glitch. All right. It's funny how they're using very similar color schemes to a lot of episodes of Monogatari, but minus the super flat aesthetic, it just like has a completely different effect. It's kind of awesome. By that I mean Monogatari is kind of awesome for being able to do that. This is more standard. It's not bad by any stretch. Who dat? Is this a memory? We're letterboxed. Actually, letterboxing would be. Yeah, this is going to 4.3. Old film, VHS, scan lines. Okay. I really like the thick line aesthetic on the chin. Hmm. Hmm. Two bento? Just habitually making a second one. So she has a sister who's poof. Goodbye, family. We don't need you. Hmm. 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 So that's school. But you're already at Maho Shoujo, or was that disconnected time-wise? Oh, hi, QB. QB. Fuck you. Oh, Jesus. Already granted your wish? What was it? Yeah. It would probably have to be. You wouldn't know. Excuse me. I'm sorry, you can't take those. Cloud? Hey. Okay. Okay. Teen friends help each other. Lots of motivational posters. Could you stop that? Ah. Just got some of that shaft magic spine going on. Hmm. Party time. She's a responsible girl. Come on. Is she the other Maho Shoujo? The black one? No. Maybe. I have no idea. Hmm. Being a badass magical girl. Kuroe. So that's the other one. Partners. Pretty on the nose. Sup? Kudere? Or Deadpan Lolly? Deadpan Lolly. That's not good. I mean, it's good, but yeah. Hmm. Release term your contract. Mm-hmm. The only good witch is a dead witch. Okay. Silence is golden. Uh-huh. Whispering prohibit. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's normal. It's a gorgeous background. Mm-hmm. Framing via shadow. Yeah, that sounds suspicious. Does that girl happen to have pink hair? And, be a god? No? Maybe? No? Okay. She doesn't know. What did you wish for? Oh, thank you. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Hmm. The fuck? They all had little badges or marks or something on them? The fuck? I don't know who's doing music. Hey. Oh. Guess that was okay. It's not really the point. But I do love me some good transformation sequences. Oh boy. Ooh. Hey! There we go. Wait, is that a witch fighting a witch? What the? Hmm. What? The fuck just happened? Ah, so much pasta. Oh, hello. Stars, magic, spear staff things. Interesting. That was a cool cut. That Cupid didn't have the little ring things around its ears, right? It's a different one. Spotlights. We just got caught up in this. Oh, straight to the point. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh, thanks. How? The one that we saw singing. Hmm? Hmm. A dream. Have you had the dream? Fair enough. Can we talk about all the normies with the weird symbols on them that turned on them when the witch arrived? That was some shit. Hmm. Must become powerful. Yeah, it's really suspicious. Sounds like bait. All tracks leading the same direction. On rails. Hmm. Oh, there's the little girl who's definitely your sister. Probably. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to become the existence that destroys Kamihama? That's a weird one. Weirdly specific. Oh, yeah. Okay. Then why don't you have any memory of that? Did do you have a really shitty DM who took cure Yui's disease as create a world line where Yui does not exist and thus is not diseased? Oh shit. Oh shit, that's exactly what happened, isn't it? That's a dick move, Cube. It seems to be more complicated than that. Emptiness. Ah. Hello, not Homura. And Fiend. Oh. That's really cute. Little chibis. It's very cute. Go to Kamihama. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, that sounds like bait. Okay. How do I vocalize my thoughts on this episode? Okay, the first thing that I can't help but feeling is like it feels like a gacha game adaptation. And that's a weird thing to say because there are many different gacha games and many different ways of doing things, but the the whole thrust of it, the introduction of one core element that we're curious about, like why does she not remember this wish? At least that's the one element that I'm curious about. And then the mystery of Kamihama and who the character is that's telling everybody that they should go there. I mean, it seems really suspicious. Is it an interesting enough mystery to keep my attention? Probably not. Probably not. So far, our characterization of our main girl is pretty thin. She's like, I perish the thought of using the word, but she's generic-y. Just your ordinary schoolgirl, but she's got some dark memory and doesn't really know what to make of it. Now, all the bits and pieces, all of the individual puzzle pieces here feel really solid. Like the aesthetic work, especially of the Gekidan Inukuri specific segments, like the witch that we actually get here, look great as they usually do. The crazy use of like bulk dry goods from the supermarket plus like glitter art and just insanity, and then using spaghetti for like when the character explodes, blending that with it with some really cool impact frames. It all looks really solid. But then the general aesthetic of the show doesn't look as solid, especially the background. Some of the sky work is really beautiful. I really like the color scheme of it. It's got that same orange and purple thing that I sometimes really hate, but it's muted enough especially in the purples, that it kind of works, and creates the sort of dreamlike sunset aesthetic that I think they're going for. And is similar in some ways to other elements of the original series. There are some really spooky visuals, like these weird animal mascot creatures just gathering up children and stuffing them into sacks that we just never address is fucking spooky. It's great. It's nice and spooky. Things like the teacher incessantly tapping with her little whiteboard pointer create this air very much like the original series where like there's something wrong, obviously, but we know that going in, unless this is your first exposure to any of the Madoka stuff. You know that there's something wrong with the whole situation. The entire train turning on you and just sort of shuffling forward past you, nice and spooky. The messages flashing on the billboards within the train that seem to be directly addressing their conversation, nice and spooky. There's lots of weird horror shit going on. And it's fun. It's cool. I particularly like certain elements of the aesthetic. The one side thick line to indicate a line of shadow, where we have just normal shadowing on the other side, is an aesthetic that I kind of dig in some of the scenes, and I kind of don't dig in some of the other scenes. It's weird, but in general, it looks pretty good, and the line work looks pretty solid for the character faces. But there's something off about the whole thing. And I don't mean off in the way of like there's something wrong with this world, because again, we knew that going in. I mean, there's something off about the flow and the composition and the pacing. And it's not something that I'd be able to put my finger on without watching it again, I don't think. It just feels kind of hollow. I don't know if that's the right word for it either. I'm really having trouble trying to express what I feel here, which is bad because that's my fucking job. um, it feels amateurish in a weird way, and I don't mean any specific element of it. Like the art itself looks fine. The transitions between the standard art and the Gekidani Nukuri specific creepy spooky segments look great, but the world outside of them is a little weird. The characters outside of our mains are a little weird. That's to be expected. There's this air of like symbolic importance, but no indication of what it could actually be meaning. It just feels a little bit weird. I might have to watch the second episode to try and figure out what it is that's putting me off here. There's something weird. There's something strange that I don't like. I don't know what it is. And it's not a specific visual element, and it's definitely not the music, because the music was solid. Who's doing the music, by the way? Music, music, music. Takumi Ozawa. Did he do the original Madoka Magical music? Will Mal load for me? Thank you. He did not. In fact, he has no credits on anything else that I've ever seen. Okami Kakushi? Okay. Mask of the Wolf, 2010. Itsuki no Chaika. That's Chaika the Coffin Princess, right? Haven't seen that, but okay. So some spooky gothic-y stuff in his history, but not the original music for Madoka Magica. Interesting. I thought the OST was great. Was one of the strongest parts of the episode. The general production is pretty solid. Not a lot of corners being cut in a shafty way. What is it that's making it not gel for me? I really can't put my finger on it. It's weird. We sort of follow the form of the first episode of Madoka Magica with the dreamlike witch sequence leading into the awakening and going to school the next day, plus other elements like the what are those flowers exactly? I'm positive that this has some kind of Hanakotoba symbolism. Does it matter enough for me to look it up? Yeah, it does. Sure. Hanakotoba. Let's just look at the Wikipedia list and see if we see a flower that looks like that. It's white with long petals. It's not a daisy, is it? Which is faith? Is it Edelweiss? Edelweiss? It kind of looks like Edelweiss. But Edelweiss is fuzzy. Maybe not. That would be courage/power. Which doesn't, I don't know if that lines up. It's not a white lily, which would be Yuri. Ah, might be a daisy. which would be faith. Maybe faith in this town where you can stop being a magical girl. There's clearly like an element missing in her life. Choco something his boy would start. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did it again, continuing to accidentally habitually make a second bento for the sister that's not there, which we find out is her wish, is to cure her. But it's clearly been perverted or warped in some way. And that is a different Cube, whatever, than the one that we see in the town. There are elements here that I really like. I really like the signs that are almost mockingly positive, almost ridiculously over the top, generically platitudes. Kind of great. I like the framing of this sequence around the window, and then we switch to framing it via the shadows on the floor, and that's, I think, a pretty cool decision. There are a bunch of cool direction decisions. Do they flow together? Is the aesthetic consistent? I don't know. Is it intentionally inconsistent because that's what Gekidan Inukuri thrives at? Is messing with consistencies? Maybe. I don't know. I like the character designs for the main two magical girls. They're pretty cute. Especially the little hoodie capey things that they have. Actually reminds me of a sequence in Mahotsukai Precure where they have similar capey things. This whole sequence is a little bit silly with the let me see if I can find a framed scene of it. The dual spotlights of random angel rays that just happen to highlight our main characters. Yeah, there. It's a little goofy. But again, it's not like there's anything wrong with it. All of it individually works. Each scene in its intent functions. It's just something about the transitions between them that messes with me. And then to a wish, and then to becoming a magical girl. Have you heard that rumor about magical girls? So something about her wish was twisted or perverted, as it would be, in order to make Ui disappear, I assume. I think I'll probably give this another episode. I didn't love it. I definitely didn't hate it. Just kind of ambivalent toward it. It actually, more than anything, it makes me want to go back and rewatch Madoka Magica episode 1. I might go and torrent that right now and just check it out to try and put into my own brain like what's different here. What's going differently? I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to be into this show. I don't know if I'm going to be one of them. Fair? I don't know. Anyway, I think that'll be a wrap for me. So, I've been Tiabu. This has been Magia Record Episode 1. I hope you've enjoyed it as much or more than I have. If you have your own thoughts on the show, on things that either worked for you or didn't in this episode, I'd love to hear them because it might help me actually align my own thoughts into some kind of more coherent perspective. Because I'm aware that my discussion for this has not been lustrous. It has lacked luster because I don't know what the fuck to think about it. I might have to watch the episode again and then watch the first episode of Madoka Magica again in order to figure it out. Huh. Anyway, yeah, that'll be a wrap. Meet Tiabu, this Magia record. It was okay. It'll probably get a lot better as it goes along. There is hope. There is hope. And that's about it for me. Peace.